Hello and welcome to the davidinark Ski Jump Championships. I'm your host, davidinark. This competition features the default version of each vehicle model that comes with beamng. This is for pure vehicles without any outside modification. There are 20 vehicles that come with beamng, and those 20 vehicles have been divided into 5 groups of 4 vehicles each. The groupings were put together by a 5-round randomization. Each group will take part in a 2-heat preliminary competition. Scores are based on the distance the vehicle travels, minus the penalties for deformation and for brokenness, according to the BeamNode UI. The final scores from the 2 heats will be averaged, and that determines the final score. Each video will feature a 4-vehicle grouping. At the end of all 5 preliminary rounds, the top 16 vehicles will move on to the championship tournament. The championship tournament will narrow the field from 16 vehicles down to 8, and then from 8 down to 4 final vehicles. The 4 final vehicles will appear in the final round of the davidinark Ski Jump Championship and will determine which default vehicle is the best at downhill ski jumping. Buckle your seatbelts, grab your lift passes, and let's head for championship ski jumping action. Hello and welcome to the final preliminary round of Ski Jump Championship action. I'm your host, davidinark, and welcome to the program. Today we are going to see the 200BX, the Covet, the Bolide, and the 1988 Pessima take their turn at trying to get into the top 16 and into the championship ski jump competition. All right, so first up we have the first heat of the 200BX. Let's see if this vehicle can advance. Oh, I'm a little off. Things are a little sketchy, but I think we're okay. The front end is, well, we're just going to go upside down and all around, aren't we? All right, well, that is definitely 105. There's no denying that one. 105 meters. Now the question is, can we get any kind of semblance of control to limit the damage? That's just not happening. So there we go. Yikes. 32.68. deform and 1010 10.10, a whole little binary thing going on there, and that is a first heat score of 62.220 as we skid on the roof almost to the wall as pieces and parts are just collapsing around us. All right, so this is going to be round 2. Heat 2 rather. Heat 2 here for the 200BX. Now, as I mentioned in the last preliminary round, basically as long as a vehicle can get a positive total overall average score, they're in the top 16. We've already got 4 negative scores, so as long as, oh, look at there, 105 again. So as long as the as long as the vehicle has a positive score, basically as long as they land, essentially, well, I guess damage could kill them. But speaking of, as this car is just tumbling its way through the air and across the finish line. Oh, but yeah, as long as they maintain a positive score, average at the end of their 2 heats, they're in the top 16. So right now we've got 32.44 deform at a 9.39 broken. So therefore, the 200BX will advance and actually has a score of 62.695 for its 2-heat average. That puts it close to the, I'd say, sort of the middle of the pack. Maybe just above, actually, now that I'm looking at other scores here on my sheet. But anyway, that's awesome. All right, so the 200BX will advance into the championship. Now we've got the Covet. Once I figure out where the Covet is, here we are. How you doing, little Covet? All right. Now, I don't know how the Covet's going to behave. This is going to be very interesting. Let's see what happens here. So far, so good. We are drifting a hair. No, there we go. Don't. Stay. There we go. Steady now. Steady now. Oh, yeah, look at that. Holy crud. Wow. That's a 105 for the Covet. That is amazing. That little car can go. Look at that. 105. Wow. I just realized that's the exact same distance that the 200BX had. I'm going to guess the damage is probably going to be a little more significant in this little puppy, though. Oh! Can we get it to stop? Oh, I'm upside down. We're not going to get stopping anything. And across the finish line, on fire. All right, damage or deform actually is less, probably because it ended up on its roof. So all of the pieces that can get damaged, you know, since they're up in the air, that makes them actually more stable. 2771 on deform. However, it is a little more broken than the 200BX was. That is a 1036. Overall score 66,930 for the first heat. So unless something stupid happens, the Covet is definitely going on to the next championship round. Or I should say is entering the championship or something. Sometimes I know exactly what to say, and other times I am clueless. Okay, most of the times I'm clueless, but anyway. All right, here we go. Oh, nope. It's getting away from me. Getting away from me. Oh, I think we're okay. We recovered all right. Lost a little bit of speed. However, it is still going to end up with a positive score. Oh, yeah, look at this. Ooh, this is going to be close. Oh, I think it's still going to be a 105. Yep, that's... Yep. That's a 105. Look at that. That is awesome. Hubcaps in the air. I think that was it's gonna be my next mixtape. It's gonna be my next rap album. Hubcaps in the air. All right, so 105. No, not really. All right, 105, and let's see what happens in terms of damage. Now this time I'm maintaining my. All right, we stayed upright, and let's see how the damage compares this time. Yeah, see, there's more deforming going on. 2907. That's about, not quite, well, what about a half? So a point and a half, a percentage and a half, a little more than that over what we had last time. However, the brokenness is much less. Well, actually about a point and a half less. So there you go. We traded one for the other almost. And the combined 2-heat total for the Covet is 67.275. And that means that the Covet will also go into the championship. You know, this is one of the, it's kind of a catch-22, right? If you're in the last heat, you're in the last round of qualifying, you know exactly what you need to do in order to make it. So I don't anticipate the Bolide having any trouble. As many of you know, we've actually seen the Bolide perform quite well on the ski jump. Now, when I did the Bolide on the other ski jump video, I used a different model, but it's still, you know, pretty much gonna keep on flying. Now, if I can get it to, there we go. Flip once. Look at that. Oh, almost. Not quite. That's a 125. Look at that. Woo! And look at the curvature on the frame. That is some serious bending. Wow. That's very Lamborghini looking, actually. How about that? All right. So anyway, so 125 for the Bolide for distance. Oh, and up and over and down and around, and we are bent. That's not good. All right, we have a 33.03 deformation. Oh, and a 6.21 broken. That vehicle is hurting for certain. However, ends up with an 85.760. That is definitely, I can't steer. That is definitely, the two front wheels are up in the air. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Look at the back wheels. The back tires are actually through the body of the car. Woo. That's going to leave a mark. All right, here we go. All right, this is the second heat of the preliminary for the Bolide. All right, I think we'll be okay. Let's see how the Bolide goes. Basically, as long as the Bolide lands, and it will. Okay, so I want to see if I can. Okay, so there's that. Keep going. I was hoping. Man, I was kind of hoping that it would get to that point where when I put on the brake, it would bring the front end around, but that didn't happen. Oh, however, we did gain some distance that time, so that is a 130. Nice job. Bolide definitely wanted to make sure that it secures its place in the championship seating. And we got all kinds of funky stuff going on there. 33.62 on the deform, which is actually higher than in the first heat, and a 5.08 broken, which is actually lower. So there's some weird stuff that goes on. You know, you see a lot more deforming and then a lot less broken in a lot of these vehicles. You know, it's almost, I don't know, it's almost like an inverse correlation or something. I don't know, one of those big technical math type terms. Anywho, the combined average for the two heats for the Bolide, 88.53. So it's 88.53, and that definitely solidifies seating for the championship for the Bolide. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now down to the final vehicle to compete in the preliminaries. We've got the 1988 Pessima, the final competitor in the preliminaries for the davidinark BeamNG Ski Jump Championship. It should be noted that this is not officially sponsored or sanctioned by BeamNG. It's just something I'm doing. Get over, get over. Ooh, I don't know about this. This might be it. No, that's okay. Come on, come on. Get your front end. Get your front end. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Nice. We're going to call that 100. Yep. I hit at 100 and it slid forward a little bit. That is 100 meters for this old 1988 Pessima. Wow. So again, unless something drastic happens, the Pessima is also going to go on to be in the top 16. 19.33 on a deform, 6.44 broken. That is a first round score, first heat score of 74.23. And actually, in terms of this particular grouping, that puts the Pessima in second place overall in this foursome. That is awesome. Very cool. For the first round, anyway. Or first heat. All right, this is it. This is it, folks. This is the final preliminary heat for the Ski Jump Championship. the 88 Pessima heading down the ski jump, getting a little sideways. Whoa, we're okay. We're good. Oh, a little good. That's all right. There you go. It is definitely going to land. And again, we are going to smack at 100. There it is right there. So 100 meters for the Pessima. And then we will see if we can get this bad boy to slow down, cross the finish line, and we've got 27.03 deform and a 6.28 on the broken. Either way, it doesn't matter because the 1988 Pessima moves on to the top 16 qualifying vehicles with a score of 70.460. That is phenomenal. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! We've got your seating, not the seating, but you've got the vehicles who are moving on to the championship top 16. It is actually going to be easier to talk about who's not making it, and those are the 4 vehicles that ended up with negative scores. We have the Grand Marshal, the Pigeon, the Miramar, and the Burnside. Each of those are not going to make it. Everyone else makes it through to the championship. That is awesome. We'll have the championship coming up soon. And again, just as a refresher, we will take the top 16 teams, and then we will narrow that down to the top 8. And finally, we will have the top 4 teams. I am hoping I can live stream the top 4, the final competition. I'm hoping I can do a live stream. We'll see how that goes. I may have to relocate my equipment in order to do that so that I have a decent internet connection. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I would love to be able to do live stream the final event, just because I think it would be so cool. I think it would be fun. So there you go. Anyhow, thank you guys very much for watching. If you like the video, feel free to hit that like button if you would. I appreciate it as always. And got any questions, problems, suggestions, horror stories, put those down in the comment section down below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. But thanks for watching, and we will see you next time right here at the Ski Jump Championship. Woohoo!